Morning, everyone. Good morning. Great to be here. And we meet here in Scotland in the middle of a massive political fight. We've got Labour and the SNP on opposite sides, slugging it out. But if you take a step back, they are really on the same side. You have a weak Labour Party who want more spending, more borrowing, more debt and more taxes. And the people who will prop them up, the SNP, who want even more spending, even more borrowing, even more debt and even more taxes. Now together, they pose a clear threat to the future of our United Kingdom, a coalition of chaos. The SNP acting as the chain to Labour's wrecking ball, running right through our economic recovery, and it will be you who pays the price. Pays the price with job losses, with massive tax rises, and an economy back on the brink of bankruptcy. In short, it won't work for Scotland, it will hurt Scotland. And there is, frankly, only one party left holding the mantle of a strong United Kingdom and a strong economy, only one party speaking above these warring tribes about what actually matters to working people. And it is us, the Conservative Party, so brilliantly led here by Ruth. And I will tell you, we will never do any sort of deal with any party that wants to break up our United Kingdom. So we've got a plan to strengthen our economy, and we're going to stick to it. We're committed to our United Kingdom, and we'd never do anything to undermine it. And above all, we stand foursquare for the values that our United Kingdom needs. Rewards for hard work, not idleness, backing for savers, workers, strivers, a belief in strong families, a respect for enterprise, a passion for helping people make the most of their God-given talents. And there could be no better embodiment of these instincts than Ruth, someone who's showing with vim and vigour that Conservatives are not just about balancing the books. We are head, heart and soul passionate about helping people get on in life, passionate about our United Kingdom, and I'm proud to stand alongside her today and proud of how she's leading the Scottish Conservatives today. And this is what the Conservatives are showing in Scotland. We're the party of real devolution, the party of a strong union, and the party with a proper plan. Now, I came to Scotland within the first few days of becoming Prime Minister. I said we'd have a fresh start, that we would govern with respect, and that is what we've done. The government which delivered the biggest transfer of financial powers to Scotland in 300 years. The first government to hold a yes or no referendum on the United Kingdom. The first government to set up a process to agree further powers to Scotland, and which all of the major parties took part in. And at the same time, a proud party of the Union. And when it comes to our United Kingdom, there can be no greater exemplar of all that it means than our armed forces. From the Cameron Highlanders, who helped form the Thin Red Line in the Crimean War, to the Black Watch fighting in the trenches in Flanders. I think of Lord Lovat's bagpipes on D-Day as the troops landed ashore. And today, the great warships being built at Rosyth, the Scottish troops who were out fighting Ebola in Sierra Leone, the pilots based in Lossiemouth, ready to safeguard our airspace from any threat. These men and women are incredibly special people. And I've always argued that our country should treat them as such. That is why I wrote the Armed Forces Covenant into the law of our land. Now, behind it is a simple idea. Just as these brave men and women look after our security, so we should look after their security and their families at every stage of their lives. Now, of course, across the UK, devolved governments are doing different things, but all with the same aim in this area. So here is our commitment to those who help keep us safe. If you have a child and are worried about their schooling, we will prioritise you. And that's why we've made sure more money follows the children of services families into their schools. If you want a home of your own, We will help you get on with our special Help to Buy scheme directed exclusively at service personnel. If you're posted abroad and tired of all the extra charges that can bring, we will make things a little easier for you, working with mobile phone and insurance companies to cut your costs. If you are injured, we will care for you, ensuring world-class medical support and guaranteed veterans' priority access to the NHS through your life, including for mental health. When you leave the armed forces and want a new job, we will help you, offering free higher education for many veterans, offering a pathway to a new career with Troops to Teachers, and working with some of our biggest employers to help more veterans start a new chapter in their lives. When it's time to retire, we will look out for you, ensuring decent pensions for veterans. And remember, this is the government that ended the injustice of war widows and widowers who remarry being stripped of their pensions. This is the government who properly honoured the men and women of the Arctic Convoys and Bomber Command, and we should be proud of putting right that injustice. And so today I'm delighted to announce plans to share that ethos of service, of discipline, loyalty and teamwork with a new generation by further expanding the combined cadet force units in our state schools. All this comes back to our values. Those who work hard and do the right thing should be rewarded. And in this party, we passionately believe that those who've laid their lives on the line for Queen and country should be backed all the way. Real respect, real support, a real armed forces covenant. And I say to our services families, at every stage of your life, we are on your side. But above all, my friends, we are the party with a plan that is turning Scotland around. Job creation is soaring. More people are striding into work. Industries are growing. Last year, we were the fastest growing major economy in the developed world. And this isn't a plan that is happening somewhere else or to someone else. It is happening right here in Scotland. 174,000 people back to work. Taxes cut for 2.3 million people in Scotland. Unemployment down by 56,000 here in Scotland since I became Prime Minister. Scotland growing faster per head than the rest of the UK. So when you're standing in the polling booth a few weeks from now, ask yourself this: why would we tear up the plan that has got us this far? The answer is we shouldn't, and we should see this through. Not to win in some international league table, but so we can keep turning the good news in our economy into a good life for you and your family. A good job, a good wage, a good chance for your children, a good and secure retirement. That's what we're about. It is all there in our manifesto. It's all there. No 40p tax until you earn £50,000. Reducing the benefit cap so it pays to be in work. Keeping our promises to the pensioners of Scotland and making sure the state pension keeps rising by a decent amount each year. Raising the personal allowance to £12,500 to cut the taxes of 30 million people. And making sure that no one working 30 hours a week on the minimum wage pays income tax. And now changing the law so there's an income tax-free minimum wage guarantee forever. All of this is about backing the working people of this country. People who get up early, who go out to work, who raise their families well, who do the right thing and make this great country what it is. And this is our message to you in the election. It's pretty simple. If you back the UK, if you want a healthy, enterprise-led economy, if you want responsibility in our finances, if you want security in our defences, there's only one party standing up for these things. It is the Conservative Party. This is our message. So thank you for today. And now Ruth is going to take you through our manifesto. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, and can I welcome you all today to the launch of our Scottish Conservative Manifesto. And please let me begin by thanking David Cameron for his words just now. Friends, this campaign is showing up a very simple truth, and that is that David Cameron is so obviously, so self-evidently, so unequivocally, so unquestionably the right man for the job. He is a Prime Minister who fought to keep our country together. He's a Prime Minister that over the last 2 years has fought to keep our country together, and he's won. And as you heard there, he's a Prime Minister who won't have any truck with any party that says they want to break us up. So we back him all the way. Let's hear it again for our Prime Minister. He's also not a bad warm-up man. So friends, our manifesto today can be summed up for me in one word, and that word is opportunity. It's why I'm a Conservative, because I believe in a Britain which ensures that everyone gets a fair crack of the whip. It's what the Conservatives have always been about giving people the chance to get on in life. It's why we're in politics, to ensure that the only limits to your ambition are the ones that you set yourself. Right across Scotland, in the first few weeks of this campaign, that message is resonating with ordinary voters. We are a party that is on the up. We're a party that is serious about Scotland, with a plan that's on side with the quiet majority of this land. And now, 3 weeks before we go to the vote, people want to know more detail. And that's what our manifesto provides today. So I want to talk to you today about what our belief in opportunity actually means, and how it can make a difference to the people of Scotland. And it starts with the economy. And it starts with the economy not because I'm an accountant with a megaphone, but because you can't fully fund the NHS, you can't fully fund a police service, you can't fully fund anything unless the economic building blocks are there. And you can't tell our children that they can be whatever they want to be unless there are jobs out there waiting for them. Now, this week, I visited a great Scottish business success story. It was the Dawn Fresh fish factory down the road from here. And the company employs more than 450 people, and it exports beautiful Loch Etive trout and Lochmuir salmon to the west coast of the United States and all across the world. And while I was there, I got a quick bite of lunch with some of the workers, and I had the scampi because they do that too. It's not just trout and salmon. And it's only when you're sitting there at a canteen table being peppered with questions from people whose jobs depend upon a strong economy that you truly realise the stakes in this election. Now, some of these people had lost jobs at some point in their career. They'd seen multinational companies come and go from the Central Belt, and they'd suffered when the banks had pulled out investment. Now they're working for a great Scottish firm which is expanding its horizons and exporting fantastic Scottish produce all around the world. And what we get, and our opponents don't, is that we, the politicians, don't create jobs like these. We, the politicians, are here only to give businesses the opportunities to do it for themselves, cutting the deficit, cutting jobs taxes, making this a country that pays its own way. These aren't sound bites. They're the sound foundations upon which firms like this depend. And you know what? It is working. 174,000 more jobs